Let's go, Ravens! Things are heating up behind the scenes for the Baltimore Ravens, and head coach John Harbaugh is finalizing the final details for the matchup against the Giants. We have some critical updates that every Ravens fan needs to hear. With the season heating up, questions about key players and their performances are at the forefront of discussion, and we just got our hands on some intriguing details. Before we go any further, make sure you've hit that like button if you truly believe this Ravens roster has what it takes to compete in the Super Bowl this season. Man, in my opinion, we have what it takes to win this Super Bowl, but the coaches need to fix some silly mistakes that could take us out of this race. If possible, I'd like you to write in the comments something like, "Go Ravens, let's go to the Super Bowl." Now let's get to the point. First, let's talk about the Ravens quarterback situation, a cornerstone for any team that wants to succeed. Lamar Jackson's playmaking has been under the microscope recently, and it's no surprise why. The franchise star has been a key figure for Baltimore, but his ability to connect with the offense under pressure is a growing topic. Observers have noted slight inconsistencies in his shooting accuracy during critical moments, but coaches remain steadfast in their belief that Jackson is just one step away from fully unlocking his offensive potential. Offensive coordinator Todd Monken has been vocal about crafting a system that complements Jackson's skills while maximizing the weapons available to him. This includes finding a rhythm with the receiving core. We've seen glimpses of what could be a dynamic passing attack, but fans are eager to see more. Wide receivers like Zay Flowers and Odell Beckham Jr. have shown flashes of brilliance, but consistency remains an issue. Can they sustain this chemistry moving forward? That's the million-dollar question. Switching gears to the defense, it's impossible not to mention Roquan Smith and Patrick Queen. These two have emerged as one of the league's most formidable linebacker duos, and their leadership on the field is undeniable. Smith's ability to read offenses and deliver punishing hits has set the tone for Baltimore's defense, while Queen's sideline-to-sideline coverage ensures that no play goes uncontested. Together, they've turned what could be a vulnerable spot into a strength, but depth at linebacker still raises concerns for the coaching staff. Any injury in this position could spell trouble, especially with a grueling schedule ahead. The secondary also deserves a closer look. Marlon Humphrey's return from injury has been a game-changer, restoring balance to a group that struggled earlier in the season. However, there are lingering questions about the unit's overall health and whether it can withstand the physical demands of the remaining games. Safeties. Kyle Hamilton and Marcus Williams have been stepping up in key moments, but consistency is the theme of the hour. Can this unit gel in time to shut down some of the league's elite offenses? Finally, special teams, a factor that often goes unnoticed until it's the difference between a win and a loss. Justin Tucker continues to prove why he's one of the most reliable kickers in NFL history, but the coverage units need to tighten up. Mistakes in this area have cost Baltimore valuable field position in recent games, and the coaching staff knows it's an area that needs immediate attention. Special teams coach Chris Horton has emphasized discipline and execution in practice, but the results will need to show up on game day.
There's a lot to unpack here, and every detail feels like a piece of a larger puzzle. From the offensive playbook adjustments to defensive depth concerns, the Ravens are navigating a complex web of challenges as they aim to cement their playoff position. What do you think, Ravens fans? Are these issues cause for concern, or do you believe this team has what it takes to overcome any obstacle? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and stay tuned for more updates in part 2. Ravens fans, let's dive straight into the hot topics surrounding the team. This season has been a roller coaster of emotions, and the latest developments are giving us even more to talk about. We've seen the Ravens pull off incredible performances, but recent challenges have raised some big questions about the team's direction and decisions as we head into the crucial stages of the season. One of the main talking points revolves around the coaching decisions that have been made in tight situations. Fans are buzzing about whether some of these calls have truly maximized the talent we have on this roster. Take the offense, for example. With Lamar Jackson at the helm, expectations are sky high every week. He's a dynamic player who can turn the game around in a heartbeat, but there have been moments this season where it feels like the potential hasn't been fully tapped into. Whether it's the play calling or the execution, something hasn't quite clicked in certain games. And speaking of Lamar, let's talk about his performance. Statistically, he's been solid, but numbers don't always tell the full story. He's shown flashes of brilliance, reminding us why he's one of the most electrifying quarterbacks in the league. But consistency is key, and the offense as a whole has faced hurdles in maintaining that high level of play week in and week out. There have been missed opportunities, whether due to miscommunication, drops, or defensive adjustments that seem to catch the team off guard. fans are starting to wonder if there's a deeper issue that needs addressing before the postseason. Defensively, the Ravens have had moments of dominance, but also some frustrating lapses. The secondary, in particular, has faced scrutiny. Injuries have played a role, no doubt, but some of the breakdowns in coverage have left fans scratching their heads. In a league where games are often decided by one or two big plays, those mistakes can be costly. The pass rush has been a bright spot, with players stepping up in key moments, but there's a sense that the defense hasn't quite reached its full potential either. What's missing? That's the question everyone's asking. One storyline that's impossible to ignore is the impact of injuries. The Ravens have dealt with their fair share this season, and it's affected both sides of the ball. Key players have been sidelined, forcing others to step up. While that's part of the game, the lack of continuity has made it tough for the team to find a consistent rhythm. Still, there's resilience in this squad. Younger players and backups have had opportunities to shine, and that's something fans can take pride in. But at the same time, it's clear that getting healthy will be crucial for any deep playoff run. Now, let's focus on some of the standout moments and players. One name that keeps coming up is Zay Flowers. The rookie has been a revelation, showing speed, agility, and a knack for making big plays. He's quickly become a fan favorite, and it's exciting to think about how he can contribute as the season progresses. On the defensive side, Roquan Smith has been a force, leading the charge and setting the tone with his intensity. These individual performances give us hope, but football is a team sport, and the Ravens will need every player firing on all cylinders to make it through the tough games ahead. Off the field, there's also been plenty to talk about. Coach John Harbaugh's leadership is always under the microscope, especially when things don't go as planned. He's a seasoned coach who's seen it all, but even he's facing questions about some of the decisions made this season. Whether it's clock management, fourth down calls, or adjustments at halftime, fans are debating whether the right choices have been made. It's a passionate fan base, and they expect the best from their team and coaching staff. Now it's your turn, RAVENS fans. What do you think about the team's performance so far? Are you confident they can overcome these challenges, or are there changes you'd like to see? Let us know in the comments. We want to hear from you. Now, let's pick up where we left off, because there's even more to unpack about the Ravens' journey this season. Beyond the core units of offense, defense, and special teams, there's a lot happening behind the scenes that could make or break this team's aspirations. From coaching strategies to the intangibles that often go unnoticed, every piece matters. Let's start with the offensive line, a group that doesn't always get the glory but is vital to the Ravens' success. Ronnie Stanley and Morgan Moses have been key pillars, but their health remains a constant worry. Stanley, in particular, has dealt with injuries over the past few seasons, and every time he takes a hit, fans collectively hold their breath. So, what do you think, Ravens flock? Are you confident in this team's ability to rise to the occasion, or do you see areas that need immediate improvement? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let us know what you believe the Ravens need to focus on as they push toward the playoffs. Thanks for sticking with us, and stay tuned for more in-depth updates and analysis in the weeks to come.